everybody, it's Redbeard Anubis, and welcome back to LSPDFR. We're doing court day again. We're going to go ahead and head down to the courthouse and hear all our court cases from this past round with all the departments. Oh, that's right, I have to unlock my vehicle. You should know better. There we go. Already started. We're going to go this way today. Forget all that traffic. Alright, yeah, we're going to head down to the courthouse and see basically what happened to everybody. I'm curious. I know a lot of you guys like the court cases. So this day is reserved specially for you, because if we didn't have this day, I'd probably forget to do them half the time. So we'll see you guys when we get down there. Alright guys, we have arrived at the courthouse. Gonna go ahead and get a parking space here and not enter fire lane. Don't want to be ticketed. Yeah, this will work. Go ahead and lock our vehicle, and we're gonna head to the courthouse. And yeah, basically see what the dealio is. That's different. I haven't seen this before. Weird. Anyhow. Yep, we're gonna head up to the courthouse here and get started. All right, we're at the courthouse. Let's do this. Time to go through everything. Court cases. Teal Hawkins. Okay, she was a failure to stop. Hallwick Avenue, which was she was fined. Go ahead and delete that. We have an arrest for her. She was fined $8,542. No prison time. Granted probation for driving under the influence, possession of PCP, and prescription pills. Wow. Must have had a good lawyer. Eric Wright, another failure to stop driving without insurance, fined $1,834. Eric Wright was also arrested, fined $8,570 with 8 years in prison. Driving while license suspended for another 22 months. Granted probation on that. The possession of cocaine and heroin, that was where he got the time. And then Max Gonzalez, speeding under 15, fined $167. He was arrested as well, 7 years in prison, fined $15,665. Driving while license suspended for 16 more months and granted probation on it. 2 years in prison for the possession of a controlled substance, granted probation on the paraphernalia of marijuana. That's fine. And then 5 years in prison for the PCP. Okay. Mr. Shively got life in prison for first-degree murder and possession of prescription pills. Fined $13,000. Wow. Anthony Wade, Gravesea, Maine. He was fined for $215 speeding under 15. Anthony Wade was also sent 4 years in prison for possession of drug paraphernalia and driving while suspended. Fined $5,666. Suspended for 15 more months with that license suspension. So, I mean, the suspension doesn't start ticking until he gets out of prison. Martin Levon got 1 year in prison and fined $1,870 for evading arrest, a license suspended for 13 months, granted probation on that, but he got the year for impersonating a police officer and resisting arrest. Well, no, he was granted probation on resisting arrest. Wow. Brian Orlando, no prison time for him on evading arrest, reckless driving, and possession of a stolen vehicle. He must have had a good lawyer. His license was suspended for almost 2 years, 23 months. And yeah, I'm surprised on that. Mr. Gounder, for brandishing a firearm, was fined $587 and spent 9 months in prison for that. Leon Kennedy. Ah, Leon Kennedy. Funny. He was arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia, obstruction, resisting, and warrant. His warrant. So his warrant got him 5 years. His obstruction charge got him 10 months, and his paraphernalia charge got him 4 years, and he was fined $7,860. Wow. Freddy Krueger. Possession of methamphetamines and possession of PCP. He was found not guilty on the methamphetamines. Don't know what that's about. But he was found guilty on the PCP and fined $3,000. Is going to spend 3 years in prison. Dylan Johnson, possession of fentanyl, $5,000 and 1 year in prison for that fentanyl charge. Gustav Kilt. He was following too closely and fined $243. That locked in our probable cause for the court case, which was a doozy. I remember this guy. He was evading arrest, reckless driving, destruction of private property, controlled substance, heroin, illegal possession of a firearm, failure to present concealed carry permit. Fined a total of $10,427, 8 years in prison, and 8 years, 10 months in prison. Excuse me. He was granted probation, license revoked for the evading arrest, which is good. Granted probation on it. Reckless driving, granted probation. Destruction of private property, granted probation. These are misdemeanor charges. Failure to present concealed carry permit. So the controlled substance of heroin and the illegal possession of a firearm, he got prison time for. And, oh wow, we got a lot to go through. Mr. Cholo, improper lane change, fine $94. And that set up our probable cause for driving while license suspended, possession of cocaine, possession of marijuana, and obstruction. He got fined $10,355, 9 years in prison, and 9 years, 4 months in prison. License was also suspended for 15 months. Interesting. Matthew Kingscote was careless driving and expired driver's license more than 30 days. He was fined $477. George Mendez, evading arrest, reckless driving, possession of fentanyl, possession of heroin, and possession of a stolen vehicle. He got a total of, what is that? 1 year, 9 months for suspension and 1 year prison for the heroin, but was granted probation for the fentanyl and the stolen vehicle. Also, the evading and reckless. Don't ask. Jamal Jeffries, fined $7,000 and 4 years in prison. 4 years in prison for his warrant and the possession of PCP. He was granted probation. Good lawyers, man. Possession of prescription pills, illegal possession of a firearm by a felon, and warrant for arrest. He got 7 years in prison and granted probation for the possession of the prescription pills. The illegal possession of a firearm by a felon, gave him 5, and then the warrant gave him 2, and then it was fined $9,000. Jesse Marson, $8,000 fined, 8 years in prison. Possession of drug paraphernalia, got 4 years in prison for that. Legal possession of a firearm by a felon, found not guilty. Wow. Okay. All right. And the warrant for arrest got him for another 4 years in prison. Penny Jameson, possession of drug paraphernalia, got 3 years in prison and fined $3,000. Wow, that sucks for her. Megan Wild, fined $8,011, 1 year, 10 months in prison. Driving under the influence. So her license was first suspended on that charge, and she was issued 10 months in prison for the driving under the influence charge. She had the evading arrest, which revoked her license because she ran from us, but she was granted probation. Then, leaving the scene of an accident, granted probation. Reckless driving, granted probation. Possession of drug paraphernalia, 1 year in prison, which was the biggest charge she had. And then the illegal possession of firearms, she was granted probation but fined. Interesting. Okay. Manuel Barrasso, expired vehicle registration, fined $199. Honestly, to tell you the truth, that's not that bad. Yeah, he got off lucky there. Jonah Rocks, speeding under 15, fined $170 for that expensive speeding ticket, and then he was arrested for the driving while suspended, driving under the influence, possession of prescription pills, License suspended for, well, continually suspended, I should say, for another 2 years, 1 month, and got 8 months in prison for driving suspended. So that will again restart once he's released, and it's 1 year, 8 months because he got 1 year for the prescription pills. Johnny Venda. Johnny Venda, possession of a stolen vehicle, got 9 months in prison and fined $511. Jimmy Caps, expired driver's license, not guilty, no charges. Interesting. He probably took care of that before he went to court, so they threw it out. I can see that. Following too closely, fined $298. Jimmy Caps also was arrested though because he was evading arrest, leaving the scene of an accident, reckless driving, speeding over 100, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of heroin, illegal possession of a firearm. Altogether, his license was suspended for 40 months. Wow, 40 months, granted probation on all that driving stuff, but the prison was the paraphernalia and the heroin. All right, let's see what we got else here. Oh man, got a lot of people to go through. Antonio Balsamo was fined $13,000 and sent 6 years to prison for possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of PCP, granted probation on the LSD. Fred Baker fined $1,459. $11,459. 8 years, 6 months in prison. Suspended for 24 months, so 2 years. So that will start once he gets released from prison. And granted probation on everything else. He had driving under the influence, evading arrest, leaving the scene of an accident, reckless driving, drug paraphernalia, illegal possession of a firearm, and illegal possession of a firearm by a felon. So they actually doubled I actually accidentally doubled the charge there because it's one or the other, but he actually got charged with both. Interesting. Matthias Malto, driving under influence, evading arrest, reckless driving, possession of a controlled substance, drug paraphernalia, methamphetamines, and possession of a stolen vehicle. His license was suspended for almost 2 years, 23 months, and he was granted probation. Oh, license then was revoked for the evading arrest, so he can't get a license again. It does not matter. And he was sentenced 9 years in prison, 9 years, 6 months in prison for the latter down below, and fined $15,498. Thomas McDonald, speeding under 15, fined $176. Thomas McDonald was then arrested for possession of methamphetamines, possession of prescription pills, obstruction of justice, and resisting arrest. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the Palomino Freeway, this is the guy who refused to get out of the vehicle. Then when I ordered him out of the vehicle, he tried to run. So I'm pretty sure that's what that was. He got 1 year in prison for that, and fined $11,496. Interesting. Jacob Fallon. Possession of a controlled substance. He got 1 year in prison. And, yeah, granted probation on the heroin, but fined $8,000. Jacob Fallon also got the unroadworthy vehicle for $725. Michael Phillips. Michael Phillips was driving while suspended, evading arrest, leaving a scene of an accident, reckless driving, possession of heroin, possession of methamphetamines in the warrant. So he got suspended for 4 years, granted probation on all the driving charges, but was sent to prison for 8 years and 7 months for everything else. Interesting. Dwayne Taylor. Dwayne Taylor was possession of cocaine, possession of fentanyl, possession of burglary tools, and a warrant for arrest. He was fined $12,929, 9 years and 6 months in prison, and it looks like he got the most in prison for the possession of fentanyl. Okay. Anderson Scott, attempted murder of a police officer and resisting with violence, got him 31 years in prison and fined $11,000. Wow. John Bond, I almost said James Bond. John Bond. I remember this guy. This was more recently. I'm pretty sure this was the guy at the Humane Labs. This was the start of. So we're at the start of this week now. for LSPDFR week. Interesting. Fined $10,316, 49 years, 2 months in prison. Possession of burglary tools, he got 7 months for that. Attempted murder police officer, he got 48 years. Good. Brandishing a firearm, 7 months. Discharge of a firearm, not guilty. Fair. And resisting with violence, he was granted probation on that. John Bond, illegal possession of a firearm. I had to add that charge on after, so he got 6 months in prison for that. Johnny Hill, illegal possession of firearm, burglary tools, and warrant for arrest. This was another van, I'm pretty sure. I think this was the guy, San Vitas Boulevard. I'm pretty sure this is the one at the port. I could be wrong on that. So fine $3,359, 2 years in prison, 2 years in prison for the warrant for arrest. Everything else he was granted probation on. Joey Brooks, yeah, this is definitely the van. Illegal possession of a firearm and burglary tools, 1 year, 7 months in prison, and fined $1,856. Johnny Hill, possession of heroin, he got 5 years for that, so tack that onto his other sentence. Joey Brooks got 4 years in prison for the possession of heroin. And, okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open this back up again because, there we go. Okay, April Greenborough. She was expired driver's license. The little lady that I didn't feel like taking to jail in Paleto Bay. I remember that one. She got fined $256. I guess she didn't take care of it before she went to court. Chris Bay. Possession of a deadly weapon, attempt to murder a police officer, and resisting with violence. He got 27 years in prison and fined $7,651. Javier Gomez, possession of methamphetamines, illegal possession of a firearm, possession of burglary tools, possession of stolen vehicle, and resisting arrest. Found not guilty on the illegal possession of a firearm and the possession of a stolen vehicle. But with the other stuff, resisting and also the possession of methamphetamines, he was 2 years, 7 months in prison, granted probation on the burglary tools. Must have had a good lawyer. Our guy here, Aaron Paul, driving under the influence, leaving the scene of an accident, possession of marijuana, possession of methamphetamines, possession of MDMA or ecstasy, and resisting arrest. He was fined $10,067, and he's going to do 3 years, 8 months in prison, and his license was suspended for 10 months for the driving under the influence charge, which seems to be the norm. He was found not guilty on the possession of methamphetamine. I don't know what that was about, but maybe he took a plea deal. No idea. Mr. Peter. I'm not going to try to pronounce that first one. Evading arrest, leaving the scene of an accident, reckless driving, prescription pills, illegal possession of a firearm, and possession of stolen government property. This is the guy that stole the lifeguard truck. I'm pretty sure this is the one. So he got 5 years, 6 months in prison, and fined $9,364. And his license was suspended for 33 months, I believe, if I'm correct. I'm doing the math correctly. Yes, 33 months, granted probation on everything. But he's going to have to do his prison time first, which is 5 years, 6 months. Mike Polanski, leaving scene of an accident. License was suspended for 6 months and granted probation on that. Possession of cocaine, 2 years in prison, and possession of heroin, 4 years in prison, and fined a total of $8,590 and 6 years in prison. Dang. Janice Lexus. Possession of LSD, possession of methamphetamines, possession of prescription pills, possession of burglary tools, and a warrant for arrest. Got fined $15,981 and is going to spend 10 years in prison for everything. Guilty on all charges. Dexter Moser. Okay, let's go ahead and reveal the outcome. Reveal the outcome. Mr. Moser, possession of MDMA or ecstasy, brandishing a firearm and discharge a firearm. This is a guy in Sandy Shores. This is our last patrol from Friday. Fined $5,718, 4 years, 4 months in prison. He's guilty on all charges on that one. Marcus Clifford, evading arrest, leaving the scene of an accident, reckless driving, possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, possession of a deadly weapon, and attempted murder of a police officer. This guy, I don't remember this one. and resisting with violence, not guilty. I don't remember this. I think this is when I was checking out a call out pack, and I didn't like it, so I got rid of it. Not gonna tell you what it was, but I wasn't a big fan. It did some things to the game that I wasn't a big fan of. So on that note, we'll go through them anyway. He was fined $23,293 and has 32 years in prison for evading arrest, leaving scene of an accident, reckless driving, possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, possession of a deadly weapon, and attempted murder of a police officer. His big ones were the attempted murder of a police officer, which was 27 years, and then he got 5 years combined for the drug charges, and his license will be suspended when he's released for. Oh, they're having me do math. And that's 3, and that's, 26 plus 8. That's 34 months. Wow, having me do math. All right. And then our last guy we dealt with, failure to stop. Let's relieve it. He was fined for that, $226. And then his charges, found not guilty on the controlled substance, which was the morphine. I remember that one. We got 10 years in prison combined for all the other charges, the other 2 drug charges and the warrant for arrest, which I believe he was wanted for arson, if I'm not mistaken. That happened recently, so I can remember that pretty well. That's it. That's the court cases, everybody. All right, so I hope you guys did enjoy those court cases, and this video has gone on a minute. So we're actually not going to do any patrol afterwards, just a court day today, and pretty easy, quick, and dirty. For those who appreciate this and watching it, I do appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see you on the next round. I am going to be going through all the vehicles in the packs that I have currently loaded. Once that pack is complete, then we will skip that department in the rotation. It doesn't make sense to keep doing a department over and over and over again. We have a ton of vehicles to go through. There are a lot of packs here that have a lot of vehicles. I know SAHP has a lot, LSPD, I believe not Blaine County, LSSD has a good chunk. Okay, are we fighting here? Okay. Lady.
LSPD, stand down.
Get down.
You got the wrong lady.
Both of y'all, down on the floor. Ladies. And this is why you carry your off-duty weapons with you. I guess we're getting something at the end here of court case. Okay. Alright, okay. Gotta call into dispatch here. Hold on 1 second.
Hello, this is 911. What emergency service do you require?
Hello, this is Officer Taylor with the LSPD off-duty badge number blah 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 blah. Can I get police down to Innocence Boulevard right by the courthouse? I got 2 involved with the fight, detained currently.
Thank you. Police officers are en route to your current location.
Thank you, ma'am. Alright, well, I guess this is something. Trying to make it easy, but it's 2 wanting to fight. Alright, my dear. Wait till actually uniformed officers get on. I mean, I do have my badge, I'm wearing my suit, but I want to wait till uniformed officers get on scene before we have the thing here. And we're going to do
assistance needed
code 2 local as well.
Davis.
Copy that. We're moving right now.
Because I don't think the LSPD will stop, honestly. Yeah, I think they're just gonna roll by. Yep. But LSSD there. Pretty sure that's LSSD. Nope, it's LSPD. Nice.
I got you.
Hello, ma'am. I got these two fighting out here outside the courthouse. All right. Go ahead and check her. Penny Jameson. She has an outstanding warrant. Nice. Outstanding. Outstanding. Gonna go ahead and pat her down. Female's watching, so I ain't worried about it. And she got baggy of meth on her. All right. Ma'am can go ahead and pat her down. Need a Hill vibrator cigar. Okay, I'm happy I didn't pat her down. Natalia. Both of them have both of them have outstanding warrants. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So they're both going to get charged with assault. So the way assault works is you can't actively fight back to charge someone. If someone punches you, if you strike them back, either I charge you both or I charge no one. So at this point, they will both want to press charges. She has an arrest warrant for attempted murder. So we're going to go ahead and do nonviolent crimes, warrant for arrest, and other violent crimes, assault, and honestly, it's just simple assault. So we're going to get Penny, and she's got arrest warrant for engaging prostitution. Ooh. Got priors for vehicular manslaughter, possession of stolen ID, armed robbery, and driving under the influence. Nice. We're going to go ahead and charge her with the simple assault, as well as the other nonviolent crimes warrant for arrest. This one did have drugs on her. I forget what it was. I'm going to double check here. Go ahead and pat her down again. I think it was methamphetamine. Could be wrong. Maybe that's what they were fighting over. I don't know. I'm trying to go back to my car right there and go home for the day, and then I end up in the middle of something. So, baggy meth. Yep, that's what it was. Okay. Go ahead, pull that out again. Penny. Create an arrest report, and she's going to get drug possession for methamphetamines. Yay. Submit charges. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and call for transport. 2 suspects in 1 vehicle.
Assistance required in Davis.
So, okay, normally, especially if they're fighting each other, you would not transport the 2 suspects in the same vehicle. However, if you have a van, like the one coming up now, that we'll say has a divider in the back, you can most absolutely transport the same suspects in the same vehicle.
Hello.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
You stupid ass.
Thanks for coming out, ma'am. Appreciate you. Great work, guys. All right, we got 2 arrest warrants off the street. How about that? Buddy. Hey. ID. You're just standing here drinking, Antonio, right in front of us. I don't know what your idea is of having a good time, but, yeah.
Come on, you
Really?
idiot. Go.
Everybody in front of the courthouse has an outstanding warrant.
Thanks so much.
Turn around, Antonio.
Thanks.
Turn around. Can I think of legal audio, man? Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. Small bag of cocaine and a used needle. There it is. All right, Mr. Antonio. Antonio. He's on parole too. He's a parolee. Come on, man. All right, so public violations. Public intox. Make it a mandatory notice to appear. And then arrest report. I keep doing this. This is why I need to write crap down. Keep saying that, but I always forget. This is going on a lot. See, this guy's walking, has a bag over the bottle. Could be anything. Cocaine. Okay. So we're not going to stop him. He's like, I'm just minding my own business, walking through. Don't mind me. Okay, so he has drug possession, which is cocaine and paraphernalia. And we're going to go nonviolent crimes, warrant for arrest, submit charges. Yeah, 129 requesting another 36 to Innocence Boulevard in front of the courthouse for a mail. Today was court day, man. That's all it was supposed to be. And I ended up arresting 3 people with outstanding warrants in front of the municipal courthouse. Yeah, about that. That's the thing. Okay, where's backup at? Should have kept that other woman with me. The other officer, she would have just taken this guy. But now I have to wait for another car. I just want to go home and sit on my couch. Oh boy. There they are.
Let's meet up next week.
Dude, all you had to do was walk away. Like, seriously. Why are you drinking an open container just in the middle of the roadway? I mean, in the middle of the sidewalk here, right in front of the municipal building. Thank you, sir. Ugh. Alright, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. And, of course, we shall see you on the next one. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.